An animated title that flew under the radar. A brilliant movie that finds in minimalism and quiet all that's required to tell a story. And an inspiring tale that won't leave you indifferent. This 2024 title is the exact opposite of the last movie I reviewed on this channel. A swift 85-minute movie that will give any animated feature coming from Hollywood a run for its money. And definitely one of my favorite movies released last year. In this video, I'll give you reasons and try to convince you to watch this title even if you're not a cat person. I'm Peter from Vinyl N Celluloid, and this is my review of Flow. Now, animation is a genre that first got me into movies. I think that's the same for a lot of people. And it's stuck with me ever since, partially because of this, and also because of the memories I have of watching those movies. I mean, my first trip to the big screen was to see The Lion King in '94, and I still remember my parents taking me to see Toy Story when I was 5. I laughed through Shrek and cried during the opening of Up. So, in a nutshell, animation has always been a favorite genre of mine, and it probably always will be. Now, I haven't gotten around to watching any Studio Ghibli films yet, but even despite that, I think that the last truly great animated title I saw was Coco, and that was about 8 years ago. I still think that there are some good animated films out there, but like most genres these days, the big commercial titles often just feel rushed and careless. They're just too loud and packed with way too many jokes per minute, and basically missing the heart that made comparable predecessors so memorable. That said, I did enjoy 2024's Inside Out 2. I wasn't planning on watching that movie, I saw it on a plane, and I think it was this low expectation threshold that made the viewing experience such a nice surprise. But even with that title, I think that Pixar's formula, the what if X had feelings, is starting to feel very stale. It's no longer as creative or fresh as it used to be. And maybe these beliefs nursed in me a bit of disconnect, a disconnect that made watching Flow, the Latvian animated film, such a pleasant experience. It's a heartwarming and visually stunning journey that left me speechless. But before I share with you the reasons why Flow deserves your attention, let me quickly give you a recap of the story. In Flow, we follow an unnamed gray cat wandering through a post-apocalyptic world that appears abandoned by humans. The landscape seems to be dominated by ecological disasters, with constant floods and tsunamis shaping the desolate environment. This solitary cat finds himself without a home as the cabin he inhabits is flooded. Seeking safety, the cat boards an unmanned sailboat with a capybara aboard. Through multiple episodes, including one where he almost drowns, the cat is introduced to several other animals. A golden retriever who moves with his pack, a secretary bird that constantly saves him and displays keen leadership skills, and a treasure collecting lemur. These animals must work together to steer the sailboat into safety and ensure that they have food. In what can only be described as a perilous journey where danger lurks in every corner, and a voyage that borders on the metaphysical level. If you've already seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. The strangers must find a way to coexist, learn from each other, and ensure that they can reach a new home. Now, a cat, a dog, a bird, a capybara, and a lemur jumping on a boat sounds like the setup for a very mediocre AI generated joke. But in Flow, this simple premise is the foundation for something deeper. And this is also the first reason why you should watch this film, because of its heartwarming story. The movie's both bleak and endearing. It carries an environmental message, but it never feels preachy or accusatory. Instead, it focuses on themes that resonate: resilience, friendship, and hope. These ideas are woven into every scene. And it's not just surface level cuteness, mind you. The emotional depth is real. At its core, Flow is a movie with a lot of heart, but that doesn't mean it's brainless. Gints Zilbalodis has created something that feels fresh and original, and not a recycled effort from a lesser DreamWorks or Pixar unmade project. And the way this heartwarming story explores humanity and its struggles actually brings us to the second reason why Flow stands out: engagement with no words needed. Flow does something rare in the movie. It tells its entire story without a single word or dialogue. Instead, it relies on visual storytelling and sound design to communicate everything. Every glance, every movement, and every interaction between the characters reveals something about their relationships. The soundscape, whether it's the rush of water or the rustle of leaves, draws you in completely. It's a reminder that sometimes silence can say more than words ever could. So, yeah, the film does connect with us through sounds and actions. The character's behavior also goes beyond instinct, often touching on something deeply empathetic and almost human. This emotional connection is amplified by the score, also composed by Zilbalodis. The music is minimalist and atmospheric, perfectly matching the film's quiet, dialogue free approach. It enhances the emotional weight of each scene without overpowering it. And the balance between subtlety and emotion makes the score an essential part of the experience. All of this turn the film into something meditative and intimate, making you feel like you're part of this world rather than just watching from the outside. And of course, this level of engagement wouldn't be possible without the third reason why Flow is a great movie. I'm talking about the characters. The entire story is told through the cat's perspective, the lead, if you will, and this angle makes the cat, and for that matter, everybody else, more fascinating. These animals don't have names or voices, but they're full of personality. I also think that they represent the different emotions that people face when dealing with life-threatening situations. The cat is a survivor, overwhelmed and skeptical, but brave when it matters. The capybara is the caretaker, a symbol of kindness who keeps everyone together. The Labrador is loyal to a fault, but clueless and maybe even in denial about the whole situation. The lemur is selfish and zealous, but somehow endearing. And the secretary bird, well, I think it's the most complex character of them all, torn between loyalty and freedom, reason and realism. It's a character filled with direction, but also doubt. And what's great is that these characters don't rely on constant jokes or pop culture references to feel alive. They are not just stand-ins for humans either. They feel like real animals, driven by their instincts and quirks. You'll find yourself rooting for them like they're your own pets. And beyond that, you'll laugh with them, cry for them, and cheer as they face impossible odds together. Finally, Flow provides a glimpse into the future of animation. The movie is a groundbreaking title, not just for its story, but for how it was made. It was created entirely using Blender, a free open source animation software. Director Zilbalodis provided that you don't need a massive budget to make something extraordinary. And whilst the animation may not have the intricate detail of Hollywood productions, it more than makes up for it with heart and creativity. The visual style, reminiscent of cel-shading effects like those in the video game The Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker, brought to my viewing experience at least a layer of nostalgia. Also, as a cat person who once had a pet that looked like the film's protagonist, Flow hit me on a personal level. Watching the cat's behavior on screen brought back memories of my own pet, how it moved, how it acted. The animation captured these moments so well that they all felt real, and I think that's the mark of great animation. That is, when it connects with you emotionally and reminds you of something deeply personal. The film's visuals also combine smooth transitions with raw textures, making every frame feel alive. From the shimmering water to the detailed fur of the animals, everything is meticulously crafted. The final result is not just an animated movie, it's a showcase of what's possible in modern animation and, as I mentioned, a glimpse into the future. In an era where AI and all technological innovation is being immediately reduced as a replacement, it's good to see that there are at least some tools, not AI driven, that allow for leveling of the playing field. So there you have it, 4 incredible reasons to watch Flow. If you're looking for a film that will move you and blow your mind visually, whilst not taking much of your time, this is it. The film has made waves internationally, becoming the first Latvian full-length animation to premiere at Cannes and has already nabbed multiple awards. It's up for both Best Animated Feature and Best International Feature, the third animated movie to secure nomination in this category in the upcoming Oscars. So don't wait, grab some popcorn, the whole family, and immerse yourself in this masterpiece today, because Flow is more than just an animated movie. It's a much-needed break in the world that keeps moving faster. It's a breather that lets us enjoy the simpler things in life, and it's an experience that stays with you long after you've watched it.